Hi folks, I have wanted to address a comment before somebody wrote and told me that Paul Begley had put up that video. And it's in line with what I wanted to say about the Paul Begley video. The comment was, and also I want to preface this with saying that I'm sitting in it's very loud with all the traffic and trucks, but it's also very warm, so I have to keep the windows open a little bit. Sorry for the noise, but my dogs get a little bit too warm if I close the windows. So, let me just say, I am not an atheist. I don't claim to be an atheist. I suppose if I were tortured and, made to put myself in a group, a category, then I would claim that I'm an agnostic. I don't have any answers. I don't claim to know something that I can't know. And I don't know if there's a God. I don't know if there's not a God. I have no evidence on either side. And it would be nice to think that all of this is happening for a reason. But can I throw myself into that thought and just then say, I'm right? No, I can't. Sorry, my brain doesn't work like that. So, the comment that I received, the world was a lie. Illusion from the start. Hard reality to swallow, but the truth. Stranger pilgrims, that's what we are here in this world. That's the Bible. Wish you'd read it. It will not, nor cannot get better until Christ returns. He is the only real truth. I believe he is trying very hard to bring you into all truth, but for some reason you are fighting it. Jesus is real, Carol. Seek him, and he will guide you into all truth. Start by forgiving your family. God will provide for you. God's not providing for me. God's not providing for me. Is it because I'm shutting God out? No. I think a lot about all of those. I suppose one could say that I'm actually deeply spiritual. I think a lot about why we're here, what's the point, what are we doing, how could this be happening, is there a God? If there is, I ask a lot of questions. I think a lot. So, what I won't do anymore is waste my energy with people who think they know the answers, who believe they have the answers, they're right, because what happens when you think you're right about the biggest issues that the human being has been trying to answer for all time? You have the answers. Well, that's pretty impressive. But unfortunately, you don't have respect for other people's beliefs, traditions, values. You don't have respect for other people's opinions, other people's thoughts. You won't even entertain discussion because you can't. If you think you're right, then everybody else is wrong. So what's the point in talking to you? What's the point if you can't respect me? I don't choose to... I have actually placed myself in amongst company that, unfortunately, it took me a while to get how disrespectful they were. But I'm not going to, once I learn, ever entertain anything that you have to say if you are so adamant that you are right about issues that nobody can answer. That to me is scary. That to me is a brain so brainwashed and indoctrinated and inculcated in belief that's not yours. And Paul Begley, the comments that I received, the messages I received were so obscene. It's only when you bring up religion or God, only when you challenge somebody else's belief, only when you get finally so infuriated with these people who claim to know the answers and completely and utterly cut out anything that doesn't support their position, despite the facts and evidence, the mountains of facts and evidence. Well, I don't know what to say about that, but when things get to this point and things are so really bad for people, that's when I get really angry. That's when I think that all of us need to start screaming our heads off at these people to shut them up. Because they've ruled for a long time. They've created a tremendous amount of damage and shame. I am not the Antichrist. I never made any claim that God doesn't exist or I hate God, or not once have I said that. And yet, you say anything that might conflict with what their belief is, you get booted. You get shamed. You get vilely attacked by people who say that you're vilely attacking them. So, if you think you know the answers, and I've heard some statements from people that have just been so utterly jarring, so incomprehensible, that these people could actually think that whatever you think, I don't care anymore. All I know is, if you think you're right, everybody else is wrong. And that causes wars. And people kill people over thinking they're right. And it has nothing. It's so far removed from anything Jesus would do. You have no respect for anybody's opinion. You have no respect for anything that does not jive with what you think. And that, to me, is really reprehensible.